Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the BenchWire podcast. We got a great episode in store for you guys today. Got to recap a lot of football that transpired this past weekend here, and couldn't do it without my co-host Justin. How's it going, man?
It's going well, man. Just watching football. You could call it parody, you could call it shit football, but there's a lot of mediocre shit football being played right now. So a lot
There
to get
is.
into.
I think there's
But
like 11 or 12 teams that are like under 3 and
yeah,
5 right now, so that's pretty pathetic. Not good.
it is. But the NFL will call it parody though. But us fans were probably like, it's shit football going on.
Yeah, it's good content on NFL meme pages and Instagram feeds, so I like that part about it. But yeah, let's recap your team. Let's talk about them Dirty Birds. They got the job
Do it.
done. They won 3 straight. They beat the Cincinnati Bengals, and man, they had a great game, right? Jalen Hurts looked good. He looked like a top 10 quarterback that game. He did not turn the ball over. AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, that touchdown pass. What a throw by Hurts, great throw. And yeah, they're 3-0 in the Baldiani era. That's what I'm calling it, the Baldiani era.
Oh,
Ever
Johnny,
since
baby.
he ever since he buzzed his head there. But yeah, they're looking good. The defense is playing well. They still can't find ways to score in the first quarter. It's kind of
Mhm.
concerning, but they find a way to flip on the switch once that second quarter hits, and they scored 37 points, and they won the game. They got the job done. It kind of looks scary in the beginning of the game there, but, the Eagles, they finished out. They got the job done. And, yeah, they're looking good. They won the past 3 games. And who are they playing this week?
We got Doug Pearson return.
Oh,
Four
how could I
o'clock.
forget? It's Kelly Green
Kelly
week.
Green week.
Yeah, how
Yes.
could I forget? So, yeah,
Yes.
I'll give the floor to you. Talk about your birds.
Yeah, it was a good win. I understand the concern with the first quarter. They have struggled, no points. Just want to give them a little bit of a pass. Why? Because the Eagles got the ball with like under 4 minutes left in that first quarter. So not much time to work with. But the other previous weeks, absolutely, it's a concern. It's a little bit of a trend. They got to fix it. And like I said last week, for some reason, they can't draw like the first drive. It's all designed. It's like something you practice. You're like, okay, we're gonna do this.
It's all scripted.
They're better ad libbing and going on the fly than they are drawing up plays and scripting it out,
Yeah,
which is like
it's
so
weird.
like
You would think you'd be
refers.
prepared
Yeah,
for it.
it's like so against like logic and like how we see the NFL go. It's like the opposite. It's like your offense dies down a little bit because you're ad libbing on the fly a little bit, but they're better ad libbing for some reason. But yeah, it was 10-10 first half, and I believe they scored like 27 points unanswered after that. They played well. After the first drive, the Bengals went right down and scored. So I was like, oh gosh, now that we're playing a good quarterback, a top 5 quarterback in the league, is Fangio going to bring pressure? Is he going to respect them? He's going to drop back in the zone. And he started like 7 of 7, something ridiculous like that. He was picking our zone apart. I'm like, oh, we're in for a long day. But gotta give Fangio credit. He adjusted. The defense played well. They did start to figure out, get some pressure. And I wanted to give shout out to Nakobe Dean, Zach Bond. They're the 2 highest graded linebackers. I think they were both above like 80. They were around like 83, 85 range. And that's with like Fred Warner and like Levante David playing and those guys. So they were the highest graded. You could say, oh, I don't like PFF, but it's something to be positive about. But another 2 players I want to shout out: Cooper DeJean, Quinion Mitchell, outstanding rookies. They're playing great ball right now. Quinion's been pretty locked down so far this season. I love that. And Cooper DeJean being hurt, and after the bye weekend, he like inserted in. He's been playing great ball. That 1 4th down play, terrible call by Zach Taylor. He like motioned Jamar Chase out, and he caught one, and he caught like a screen kind of pass. It wasn't a screen. There was like no blockers, but DeSheen tracked him, tackled him behind the
Yeah,
line on that
read it
fourth
up.
and one.
I
Terrible
remember
play
that.
call, but great tackle. And dude, I know there's Saquon, there's AJ, but you can make the argument that that guy is the most athletic on the team. Cooper DeSheen is a dog. He's
He
that
is a
good.
dog. I don't know how he fell. Fell right in your lap.
He Because
Commanders didn't want
he's a
him.
white cornerback, dude. That's why.
That's what it is. Yeah.
It's a white
I guess
cornerback. He had
that's
a
why it fell on the draft boards.
little bit of
They didn't
injury.
want him.
He was injured too. So I think combined with that, I think that's why. But I'm happy with both of them. They've been great. They've been great
Yeah, they've been
picks.
studs. Great
Can't
draft
hate that.
class so far. Can't
Hurts
complain.
Hurts played real quick. Hurts played a good game. Nice deep ball to Devontae Smith there. Was happy to see Devontae go off this game too. Saquon did Saquon things. And
Yeah.
yeah, it was a good performance all around. And two backup offensive linemen, Trey Hendrickson, he's been on a tear, but nowhere to be found in this game. So Fred Johnson gets a lot of credit, the backup for Mailata, ton of credit. Steen filling in for Mekhi Becton at right guard. You gotta give him credit too. They stepped up, plugged and play, and it was like nothing ever happened. So Hurts had clean pockets of throw, which made it a lot easier. And yes, Hurts outplayed Burrow in this game. That's the consensus, but Eagles fans don't get it twisted. He's not better than Joe Burrow. Okay. He did one misconception football fans have. Jalen Hurts did not play Joe Burrow. They did not play each other directly. Jalen Hurts went up against the Bengals defense, and Burrow went up against the Eagles defense. So that's a little misconception, Steve. I see a lot. It's like
I think it's stupid.
they dueled against each other. It's like no.
They
They
did not.
played the defenses.
One played a Swiss cheese defense this year, and the other one played arguably a top 10 defense right now. They've been playing like it. So you got to give them credit there. So, Vic Fangio, they're finally dialing it up. They're getting pressure.
He's been good.
Secondary's been good. The linebackers, Zach Bond, great signing. He's been killing it. He's like leading the team in tackles. Yeah. And Nakobe Dean. It's been good as well.
I'll say Jordan Davis is a concern. He's been kind of a no-show. While like Nolan Smith, Nakobe Dean, and like Jalen Carter was made an impact too. Jordan Davis has not. He's been kind of like the forgotten person, not really doing too much. So after the season, I want to revisit this because he's trending towards bust category, in my opinion.
He kind of is. He kind of is. And hey, we could talk about another bust on another team here in a second. So, but yeah, overall, Eagles, they're looking good. Playing the Jags this week. They should win that game. We'll talk about that next week. And we'll also talk about it in our predictions video. Check that out. Next video up. But yeah, I think, the Eagles trending in the right direction after major concerns to start the year. So let's talk about another NFC East team. My favorite team, my squad, the Giants.
Your squad.
Who would have thought they would have lost on Monday night? Primetime football. I think Daniel Jones, 1-15 right now after that game.
Yeah.
Pretty pathetic.
That's rough.
That's bad. And the Daniel Jones experience the past 6 years just has not been the greatest in the primetime moments. Just
strike three? This is strike three.
Oh, he's already struck out multiple times. I'm done with him.
Okay.
But the Giants aren't because, that's their best chance to win with Daniel Jones. That's what they think. Or at least that's what
when do you think they throw in the towel on this year? Like what after I don't know when the bye week is for you guys. After the bye week, what is it?
I'm telling you, I've said it since the start of the year. I think they give them till Thanksgiving. Okay.
Thanksgiving.
Okay. And then they'll throw in Drew Lock or Tommy DeVito or maybe both. I don't know. But yeah, I give them till Thanksgiving. I think that's what they're gonna do. They're 2-6. They're not gonna make the playoffs with how tough it is to make a wild card spot with the NFC North and other NFC teams, and with how good our division is with the Eagles and Commanders right now. So it's gonna be very hard to make the playoffs. You gotta win out pretty much.
Yeah, you guys are done. No.
Yeah, we're not.
I don't need to crush you. Yeah, your season's over.
It's been over.
I'd start looking at college.
It's been over.
Looking at your next quarterback, man.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. But let's talk about the game last night. So the Giants. Offensively, it looked better. Like they could run the ball last night. They attempted more runs in the first half, and you saw Tyrone Tracy getting in some work, and he had a good game. He had over 140 plus rushing yards, a touchdown. Like he's looking like a solid pick. And got to credit Joe Shane. I think he's I think he's had a good draft class so far. Like all these drafted players this year out of the draft class has made an impact. Leak Neighbors, Tyler Nubin, the safety. I know he's a rookie, but he's shown some flashes. Drew Phillips, the corner. He's been our best corner this year. Deonte Banks has been a bum. Okay, let's talk about him. He's been a bust so far this year. He's not looking good. I think it's a lack of effort. We've seen some flashes this year, right? We've seen him lock up DK Metcalf. Jamar Chase had like one good catch against him when he played him. But other than that, like the effort's not there. He's giving up on plays. Like last week with the Eagles, like he let Jalen Hurts scramble for a first down. He didn't even attempt to tackle him. And yesterday, just diving at Najee Harris, letting him hurdle. Like you could tell, like lack of effort. And Dable had enough with it. He had a chat with them on the sidelines. Like, yo, we're letting Greg Roman step up, wherever the hell his name is. Or Stroman, I think it is. One of our bum corners took his spot to remain the second half there. But, yeah, that's concerning. Like, we've seen some flashes for Deonte Banks. I feel like it's a character issue right now. Like, he has the talent. He has the ability. It's about putting it all together and being confident and consistent. And I don't know if that's because we're losing. He's like, I don't want to play. I don't know what it is. It might be a locker room issue. Who knows? But, I still think he has some juice left in the tank. I'm not calling him a bust just yet. But it's concerning for a team that's already 2-6 and the season already spiraling. You need to step up and show up if you want to remain a Giant. And I don't know. We'll see. But, yeah, that sucked. But the pass rush has been good. Dexter Lawrence. Ojolari's been stepping up big. He had 2 sacks. I think he has 6 sacks now on the season.
He's been
filling in great for Kayvon. He's actually probably been better than Kayvon this year. And then Brian Burns, he's been making an impact as well. So the D-line wasn't an issue. It was a secondary and just getting gashed there in the first half, allowing 80 yards to Najee Harris. That can't happen. That can't happen. I think we lead the league in most yards per attempt right now as a defense, and that's concerning. It is. But, yeah, the Giants as a whole, they just, are not a good team right now. But Merrick came out and said it before the game this week that he believes in Joe Shane and Dable and says they're safe. At the moment, they're safe for this season. And
a lot can happen.
And a lot could happen from now until the end of the season that one of them could be fired, both of them. Depends how the season turns out to be. But, I think they should be safe with, how good the draft class has been. Tyrone Tracy's been a good replacement for Saquon. I'm not saying he is Saquon, but for getting him for a 5th-round pick, he's been hell of a productive. And, yeah, just the draft class has been good as a whole. So it's been a good draft class, and that might have saved Joe Shane's job. And Brian Dable, like, these teams are in games for the most part, other than the Eagles game and the Vikings game this season. Like, they're always in the game, one possession or not. But it's just having the quarterback to get over the hump, and Daniel Jones is holding us back. So, with that being said, I'll turn the floor to you. That's my thoughts on the game, and we'll see what you think.
Yeah, question. What was Dable's play call on that 4th and goal? The 2-point conversion?
I wanted to talk about that. So they said they've been practicing.
Was really bad.
They said they've been practicing this play all week, and he said there shouldn't have been an issue. And the reason is I feel like the offensive line just wasn't set. Or on the left side, I'm calling them the offensive line. Those players weren't set. There was like 4 or 5 guys on one linebacker, and they weren't ready to snap the play. And Daniel Jones just called for it. So they weren't ready yet. There was 4 guys on the linebacker there. I think it was Highsmith. I think it was out there in coverage, and he just got through. So if they were ready, they were all going to block him. They were all going to block him there. And then Neighbors would have called it, hopefully. I don't know. He's had some stone hands recently. But he should have caught that, and that should have been a 2-point conversion. So I know it didn't look pretty from
That's the best play he could come up with? Was that?
Obviously, there's probably better play calls, but I'm gonna trust the man if they practice it all week and they just weren't set. Like they weren't even set. So like I'm not gonna shit the play if it wasn't run properly. That's why that play blew up.
You want to try that on like a Mike Tomlin though, like something cute like that.
But when you look at it, right, there was like 4 or 5 guys on the one linebacker. None of them were set, so that's why he just came through.
There's no way there was just one linebacker there.
There was.
When there was like your whole more than half your team was over on the left side.
Look at the tape, man. Look at the tape. I'm telling you, bro. There was one guy there, and he came through because they weren't set.
I gotta look at the tape. Okay.
You gotta look at the tape. But yeah, I'm gonna trust Dable there.
So not one lineman was ready and could have just stepped in front of him.
Yeah, if anyone,
not one.
Yeah, no one was set. That's what it was.
Oh my gosh.
That's what I'm gonna say it was.
That's okay.
Yeah, but obviously it could have been better play call. But supposedly they practiced it all week, and this was the play. This was their go-to play. So I don't know what it was. But yeah, any other questions?
No, I mean, I know you feel pretty good about Dable. You feel relatively good, I would say, about Joe Shane. The trend is like Banks and Neighbors have a little bit of character issues for your first round picks. So are you concerned with that or not really? With like they're both
see, I feel like you need that though. You need some type of like dog. That dog mentality. I feel like that's what they are. They're dogs, right? And
but a dog to me is not like a Banks that gives up and doesn't.
All right.
That's not a
Neighbors.
Dog.
All right,
that's a diva.
Neighbors
that's a diva. If you want to give it to Neighbors for right now, sure. If you want to call Neighbors a dog, Banks is a bitch. Let's call it what it is.
he's been a bitch. I'll give you that. Yeah. This season he's been a bitch. Last season last season he wasn't awful. There was signs of hope, right? And this year as well, there was some glimpses of locking people up. DK had like 1 or 2 catches when we played him. That was our last good showing, of course. But I don't know. There's still something there. It's only his second year. I just feel like it's putting it all together and focusing and getting the job done and, believing in this team. I don't feel like he does that. So that there's concern with that. I feel like there's a concern there.
Yeah. I mean, I want to talk about another corner from another team later that has some character concerns, in my opinion. We're going to get to him, I think. But yeah, I mean, hey, you were pretty competitive. And I know we were texting and you said, hey, we weren't going to win because our quarterback's incompetent. That you're only going to go as far as your quarterback goes. So, yeah, I know you're ready to turn the page over eventually. I said Drew Lock would start eventually. That will most likely happen. And, yeah, it'll be an end of an era. And you'll be looking, whether it's with Joe Shane or another GM, you'll be looking for your next quarterback. So,
yeah, we will see.
I'll leave it there, but
yeah. Let's get into another NFC East team, shall we? Let's talk about them. Sure. Dallas Cowboys, man. They didn't look so hot until the fourth quarter when it was garbage time and they scored 2 garbage time touchdowns with CeeDee Lamb. But yeah, it was pretty much a shit show for the Dallas Cowboys. The Niners, George Kittle was feasting. Debo was feasting. Like Brock Purdy was looking good. And yeah, the Niners just have the Cowboys number, man. And yeah, is the Cowboys season over? That is the question. I'm going to turn the floor to you. What do you think?
Oh, absolutely. It's over. No doubt about it. My big concerns and why I had them finishing third place in the NFC East as opposed to a top 2 team was because they didn't do much in the offseason. They didn't get a running back. Derrick Henry wanted to be there. They didn't get him. He has 2 houses there. He could have took, I think he's getting like $8 million with the Ravens. He could have took 7 or 6 just to get like a home price discount. You didn't do that. You didn't. Mike Zimmer came in. You do miss Dan Quinn greatly. He hasn't fixed the run game problem. You're getting ran all over the place. I don't even know the running back. Jordan Mason went down and this rookie running back just ran all over him. And hell, even Brock Purdy, 56 rushing yards, tied Dalvin Cook, Ezekiel Elliott, and with rushing yards. It's nuts.
Wolf.
And I don't even Brock Purdy's not that mobile of a quarterback, man. He's more of a pocket guy. So that's embarrassing for him. But yeah, the season's over. And the corner I was alluding to was Trayvon Diggs after the game, kind of going at that
Yeah.
reporter. That's bad. That's really bad. The reporter just basically said, what was Trayvon Diggs doing on this particular play? And it looked like he took like this really long looping angle to get a tackle before. I forget who it was that ran down the sideline for the Niners, but I think it was like Kittle. I think it was George Kittle, but I could be wrong. And then tackled him, and then he kind of called him out. I forget exactly what Trayvon Diggs said. Maybe you know, but that's just bad. That's just kind of the epitome of like how the season's going. Guys that are more about like their individual play, sticking up for themselves and rather playing for the star on your helmet, the Cowboys name on the front of your jersey. That's kind of how it's been. It's not all Dak Prescott's fault, even though he's not playing well through a couple picks. Not all on Mike McCarthy. Yeah, the play calling could be better for sure, but with lack of a running game, it's kind of hard. That everyone knows you're going to have to throw, so it makes it easier for defenses to game plan for that. And the stats at the end of the game, like you said, empty calorie stats. Just stat padding at the end. You look at 30-24, you're like, oh, not bad, close game. But if you watch it like you and I did, and I know a lot of people that watch our channel do, we watch every game. Hey, that was not even close at all. So I know it was kind of competitive in the first half, pretty competitive, but then the Niners just kind of rolled after that. So, yeah, those are my thoughts on the game. The Cowboys season, it's over, man.
Yeah. And yeah, I want to admit I was wrong. I thought the Cowboys were going to win the division. And yeah, it's not looking that way, is it? Yeah, it looks like their season's over. I don't think they'll make a wild card run with how tough the NFC North is and just, winning these games here on out with how tough their schedule is. Yeah, it's going to be a brutal stretch for these Cowboys if they can't get their shit together. But yeah, I was wrong. I'll admit that. And yeah, I think the Dallas Cowboys will finish at least third. At least. I don't think they'll finish fourth because they still got to have the Giants in the division there. So don't worry, that spot's for them. But yeah, the Dallas Cowboys, man. I thought they pretty much brought everybody back. But yeah, obviously they lost Tony Pollard. Obviously they lost Dan Quinn. So that's a big, drop off there. Yeah. Losing those two guys, very crucial parts of that team that was so successful last year. And they also haven't had Micah, DeMarcus Lawrence. Like, they're just also hurt too. They don't have Brandon Cooks. Yeah. So there's some elements to the team that, they're missing to win these games. Yes.
But remember, week 2, that Saints game, Saints have been dog shit. They had Micah, they had Lawrence, and they got absolutely smashed.
I do remember that.
So the injuries, I get your point, but at the end of the day, I don't think it impacted much of the outcome or the rest of the season.
You still need them. They're still your best players, Micah.
Sure. But they're not stopping the run though, and that's your big problem. They're getting after the quarterback.
They're getting after.
So the thing
now
is,
they can't even get after the quarterback.
If you can't stop the run, then Micah Parsons can't rush the pass rusher and record double-digit sacks again.
Yeah, so you got a point there. So they got to find a way. I don't know if they make a move at the deadline here, get somebody to stop the run. I don't know who's available in the market, but yeah. And then the linebackers too. They need help there. Eric Kendricks, he's not that good. He's not. And yeah, the corners, Trayvon Diggs, just being a diva that he is.
That was bad.
He's not showing effort either. So
yeah,
there's a lot of question marks with this Dallas team. See if
he got paid. It's not like hey, Banks doesn't pay out. Hey, you could get rid of him. Fine, no problem. But Diggs, he's one of your highest paid defensive. He is your highest paid defensive player, I think. It's either him or DeMarcus Lawrence, I think.
I don't know what it is. You got to figure it out. And I just think, the Cowboys season, for their expectations, it's over. They're not going to the playoffs. They're not going to make anything happen. So I don't know what they do. I feel like Mike McCarthy's going to get fired because you got to
He'll
find
be the
someone else.
scapegoat for
He'll
sure.
be the scapegoat because that's what they do. And that was my shit take. He was going to be fired after this game, but that didn't happen. But
maybe this week. I don't know. They got
maybe this week.
Atlanta. They got Atlanta. So I'm not liking the Bijan. Bijan could run all over them. So I'm not liking that. Yeah.
So, yeah. It's going to be a tough pill to swallow for the Cowboys, but yeah, their season's over. And, Jerry Jones said he was all in. We didn't see that this offseason. All in my ass, according to Skip Bayless. But, yeah, let's talk about another season.
Yeah, so
Let's talk about another season that's over. Let's talk about them New York Jets. I've called this one. This is where I was right. Aaron Rodgers and the boys, they're 2-6 like my New York Giants. Their season's over. They made a move for Devontae Adams. Maybe that would spark something with the offense. Has not. They fired Robert Saleh. Defense has not been good since. He was a scapegoat for their season wasn't even awful or over yet. I don't know why they fired Saleh. But they just wanted a new voice in there. And Woody Johnson had enough of Robert Saleh. Bring in Jeff Ulbrich. Haven't won a game since. Lost 3 games in a row. And, yeah, their season's over. Should Aaron Rodgers be benched? That's a question we have here. No. I don't think he should be benched. I don't think it's his fault. I think it's more than just Aaron Rodgers. I just think the roster isn't up to par to being a Super Bowl contender. The offensive line additions that they made, yeah, they look splashy. Yes, they had some big names with Tyron Smith and Morgan Moses, but they're old. They're not the same that they used to be. I've said that since the beginning of the year, and they're always injury prone. Morgan Moses was injured this season, but he came back. Olu Fashanu, he's been in and out of the lineup as well. So, they have some question marks with this team. They don't know how to throw the ball, run the ball. They don't have good play calling on the offensive side of the ball. They need to bring an offensive-minded coach into this organization to work with Aaron Rodgers, to give them a shot if he's coming back next year. Is he going to retire? That's another question. I don't know. He might. He might be done. He might want to go back into the darkness there. I don't know what it is. But I feel like if they want to turn the ship around, because this season's over, if they want to go all in with Aaron Rodgers, you got to hire the right people. Bring in an offensive-minded coach that can run an offense, because they don't have that right now. Nathaniel Hackett is not that guy. And if you think you can just run an offense with Aaron Rodgers, with him calling the plays and doing audibles, no. You need someone there to guide him in that team, and they don't have that right now. And, yeah, defensively, Robert Saleh was the guy. He was the savior of that defense, and now you got rid of him. He lost that voice in the locker room, and they just haven't been the same. And this team just isn't experienced either. They're a young team other than Rodgers and his boys there. They're a young team, and they don't have the experience of going to the playoffs and winning these games. So they're not even close to being a contender. And I think their season's over, and they have a lot of changes they have to make this offseason. Floor is yours.
Yeah. I got not much of floor to speak on. I thought you hit everything pretty well. I just wanted to say, I think Devontae Adams might want that back, man. If he could have gone to the Ravens or something. I get Aaron Rodgers, your boy, but
Chiefs, but that wasn't gonna happen.
Man, it's rough. I feel for Jets fans. I really do. It's just been rough since Super Bowl 3. Man, they just can't get a franchise quarterback in there. It's just rough. It's rough. I mean, they need a culture change. They need an offensive minded coach. I agree, and someone that's going to bring some swag, some charisma, some energy. They need a new life in the building. It's kind of somber. It's kind of dark, as you said. So, yeah, it's pretty rough.
Pretty dark.
Yeah.
Let's
try to get through these next topics. What do you say?
Yeah, let's power through.
Yeah.
Let's talk about a trade that transpired today. Diontae Johnson, man, going to a contender, traded from the Panthers to the Baltimore Ravens for pretty much essentially a pick swap, a 6th and a 5th round pick swap. Nothing. Basically for free, essentially. And yeah, the Ravens get better, man. They get
They
a
did.
guy to shore up that receiver room that it's kind of it's all right. Zay Flowers has been good, but he's been inconsistent. Rashad Bateman, he's been solid, but he's not a number one guy. Diontae Johnson, he could be a number one guy. He's been a Pro Bowl receiver. He's just been with the Panthers and the Steelers the past few years. Hasn't really had a quarterback. Now you
Right.
insert Lamar Jackson, all pro, Pro Bowler, MVP type caliber quarterback. I think this will do wonders for him. And yeah, I think this is a great move for a team that's trying to win a Super Bowl. And I feel like, yeah, I agreed. I give them an A. They needed a receiver to shore up that room. Got him basically for nothing. And I'm happy with the move for the Ravens. Good for them.
Yeah.
Panthers, they knew the season's over. They know it's lost. They're not doing anything with Diontae Johnson. And they weren't gonna extend him either because I believe this is a contract year for him as well. So, all in all, good move for the Ravens. The Panthers, I give it a B because you got rid of them, and you got a 5th rounder instead of a 6. So it is what it is. The floor is yours.
Floor's mine. Yeah, I think a big winner too. They didn't say obviously Lamar, but Zay Flowers is going to get more open looks opportunity too. He's been playing really well, but now you get a veteran in there, someone with experience, similar skill sets too. Yeah, I think it's an upgrade. It's a much added boost there too. I think they could get creative in how they use them as well, and yeah, I think it's a great move for them. One thing I want to see, we're about a week from the deadline. I want to see them add more pass rushing. They need that's the only weakness they have is that they're not really getting it after the quarterback too well. So they need to go out and find an edge rushers, find a guy that can wreak havoc on quarterbacks. So
They need a
yeah,
Azeez Ojulari from the New York Giants
they
because
could use them.
they could. They
Yeah,
honestly could. I don't know what they would get from him, but probably like a 5th, I would say, or a 4th. Because he's
yeah,
in a contract year too, so the Giants could easily move off of him. The season's lost, and I could see him easily getting moved. That could be a good fit for the Ravens. There, he's been productive.
yeah,
6 sacks already on the year, so that's a guy that just comes to mind.
yeah. That's a possibility. I think that's the only weakness, and I think that showed just in the game. James had clean pockets to throw in. Shout out to him, by the way. Step in, played a really nice game. Cedric Tillman stepped up for him too.
Yeah,
Yeah, they played all around clean game, and it showed like how bad just Deshaun was. Jameis came in there, played well.
showed up.
I don't want to write off the Ravens at all. This move will help them, and they're still a top team in the NFL. I don't want to dismiss them completely, and this move helped to solidify that. So I wouldn't worry about the loss. It wasn't Lamar's fault. It was more of the defense not getting after Jameis, and yeah, it sucks. It sucks because for the Browns too. It's like if he came in sooner, maybe they'll make the playoffs. But now it's just kind of like I don't I don't know. So
Yeah,
yeah, that's where I'm at.
who knows?
The
Maybe he'll
Ravens.
turn it around. But yeah,
Yeah,
Ravens. I think they're a top team in this AFC conference, and I feel like they'll be just fine now with this move, and they'll figure it out. But yeah, let's move on. Let's talk about a guy that got replaced today. That is Anthony Richardson, man. He got
yeah.
replaced. Joe Flacco is now starting over him this week. He's taking
Wow.
the reins there. Let's talk about him, exiting the game and tapping out for a play because he was out of breath. I have never heard that, ever. Oh, well, let me just tap out here. I'm out of breath. For a quarterback, I don't like
Mhm.
running backs, that might happen all the time. For a franchise quarterback, that's concerning.
It
Um,
is.
if you're out of breath, call a timeout. I don't know. Just don't say why you tapped out for the game. Why to the people in the press conference there. What are you doing? You don't say that. It's a bad look. And that's just concerning. He had one of the lowest completion percentages in a while for a starting quarterback. I think it was like under 40%. I think at the end of the first half there, he was like 2 for 15. Some crazy stat. It was like 2 for 15, 80 yards because he had that one deep bomb to Josh Downs there. But
Yeah.
is Anthony Richardson still the franchise guy? for now, I don't know. It's just like
No.
we've seen flashes, but he's been injury prone. He has a rocket, but he still needs some more tooling. I don't know what it is. I feel like sitting down now, learning from Joe Flacco, seeing what he does, how he prepares for a game, maybe that might help. I don't know if he'll get his job back this year for how well Joe Flacco's been playing. You know, he has like 7 touchdowns, 1 pick in the few games he's played. But I think there's still something left there. I'm not
Right.
going to say he's done yet. There's still some juice left in the tank. But yeah, sucks, because we've seen flashes. We've seen him be like, oh my God, he looks like Cam Newton out there. But, just hasn't been able to put it together and shown to do it consistently. But I feel like there's still something left there. But once again, I'll let you talk. Floor is yours.
Yeah, I'm out on him, man. Like, what do you say when that he tapped out? It's not like it was that you're getting blown out or you're up with a huge lead. It was 23-20. You ran that ball, and then you tap out when they need you in a crucial moment in the game. You tap out down 3. And yeah, it's a bad look optically. And I wanted to bring up, remember the play Sunday also in the Saints Chargers game. There's a play where Herbert, I forget the defensive tackle for the Saints. By the way, the Saints are the dirtiest motherfucking team in the league. I can't stand them. They piss me off. But yeah, they kind of like rolled on Herbert's leg there, like kind of like at his Achilles like ankle area, and their center kind of flew in and knocked him over, stuck up for his guy. Now I bring that up to say, is the offensive line going to respond to that when their franchise guy, the leader of your team, the guy with the C on your chest, taps out for a play? If he gets hit, are you going to step up for him? Because now you kind of lose your guys right with that. What happens when you're trying to encourage them? Like say, hey, come on, guys. One more drive. You're going to be like, dude, you're a hypocrite. Aren't you the guy that tapped out after that 1 yard gain and you tapped up, you left us hanging there for a play? Why are we going to listen to you? So from that perspective, man, I'm out. I think I'm out on him, man. Not a great thrower of the football. He had a great first week against the Texans, but other than that, it's been rough. He can't throw the ball. It's been really rough. So
Yeah. I don't
yeah,
know if it's
I'll
something with
just
the
leave it.
shoulder injury still isn't fully healed because, yeah, that's a major injury right there.
Rough.
But
I got to give Shane Steichen credit for making the move, too. Not an easy call to make there, but made the best one for his football team and serves as a lesson for Anthony Richardson moving forward, too.
yeah, I wish Dable could make that move, but, it's okay. It's okay.
How do you know it's not a Dable move and it's a Mara move? Mara wants to keep him in. Or Shane.
I feel like Mara has given the reins to Dable and Shane. They let Saquon walk, right? Mara wanted Saquon to stay, so I don't know.
That's true.
I don't know.
That's true. He did let Shane move there. I don't know.
I don't know what it is.
I just posed it that way.
Yeah, but all right, enough about the Giants. Stop talking about them. Let's talk about a good NFC East team.
You brought it
Jaden Daniels. Jaden motherfucking Daniels. Got the job done.
There you go.
Outduels.
He's a believer now.
Caleb Williams, man. I don't know. He did outduel him. He did have a better game. But all right, come on now. The Commanders had no right winning this game. Fucking Tyreek Stevenson. What a bum he is. Trash talking before the game's even over, man. To the Washington crowd there. Like, come on, man. That was
funny.
The play was being developed. Like, the game wasn't over.
Oh, the play was going on. Was
going on.
And it's like, okay.
And then he was the one that tipped it to stupid Noah Brown and gave him the game-winning touchdown. So, like, all right, the Bears should have won this game. The Bears should have won this game. Let's circle back. They should have won. Should have handed off to the offensive lineman there. That's your one mistake. You've been running it great all night with DeAndre Swift, getting the job done. and winning the time of possession and everything. That second half, they're coming back.
Mm-hmm.
They were down, but they were finding a way to get back into it. Caleb Williams was looking good. He's making the right reads and everything. They should have won this game. And that's where it all started to fall apart, right? You fumbled there. You give the Commanders the ball back, but then you stopped them there on defense. You got the ball back, and the Bears scored. And like, all right, dude, there's only what? I don't know. There's 20 seconds, I think. Something stupid. And Terry McLaurin caught the first down, got on the Hail Mary range, got out of bounds. And, gave him all the time in the world. Jaden Daniels had all the time in the world because they had all those DBs and linebackers back there. And, he threw a beautiful ball right where it needed to be. Tyreek Stevenson made a play, tipped it up, and lo and behold, Noah Brown wide open there in the end zone. So you got to give credit. Jaden Daniels, he stuck in there, hung in that game. And, dude, right now, I'll give it to you. He's in the lead for Rookie of the Year. I'll say that right now. Offensive Rookie of the Year. Has to be
Absolutely.
him, right?
Top
Has
10.
to be him. Top 10. Top 10 quarterback, you're saying right now? That's what you're saying.
Top 10 player, quarterback, however you want to look at top 10, man.
I'll say he's Offensive Rookie of the Year right now. But Caleb Williams is right there. He's right there with him. But, I'll give him credit. But the Bears should have won this game. So it's not like I'm saying that, we could have been here saying, oh, my God, Jaden Daniels, they lost the game. What happened? They had the lead the whole time. Then you could say it was the defense's fault. But, we're here saying, oh, my God, Jaden Daniels, he threw a Hail Mary. What a play. Cliff Kingsbury down up another Hail Mary. He's just known for doing that. Him and D-Hop and Kyler Murray a few years ago, Hail Mary. Got to give credit where credit's due. Jaden Daniels, once again, proving everyone wrong. So, good game for the Commanders. And now they got the Giants coming to town. So, another win coming up for them. But, I'll let you talk about your man, the myth, the legend, Jaden Daniels.
Just a motherfucking dog, Jaden Daniels, man. Just when you need him most, they're cool, calm, and collected, man. Just an absolute dog, an absolute force you want leading your team. Yeah, and you hurt my feelings. It's not close, man. Caleb Williams not in this league. It's not a close race, man. He had 30 yards passing it throughout the first two quarters. It's not even close. Jaden Daniels broke that in one play, one go ball. He laid it perfectly for Terry McLaurin in that first half, man. Come on. Jaden clears him by miles. Miles better. Trust me. He's leagues above him. But
leagues.
Yeah. So on that Hail Mary, I will say that was a great play by my guy, Jaden Daniels. But I will be honest, the Bears broke two cardinal rules. Do you know what the cardinal rules were?
No.
Two of them. Number one, you brought it up, Stevenson. He tipped the ball. He didn't swat down. That's one. Okay. Number two, they let the guy get behind them. You keep everyone in front of you. That's number two. So those are the two mistakes. They didn't swat down at the ball. Don't try to pick it off. Don't try to tip it up. Swat it down. And then number two, you let the guy get behind you. You got to keep all the Washington receivers in front of you. You got to keep them in front of you. You got to keep them all contained. They let the guy leak out behind him, and that's how it happened there. He got lucky, deflect the ball, bam, touchdown, game over. So, that could go down on Eberflus. That should go down on coaching, man, right there. And and Stevenson, man, I don't know what you're doing. You got to get your head in the game, but I know he's got, man, I don't want to be him this week. That's tough.
Yeah.
So, those are my comments, man, on that game. But, I mean, I love seeing Hail Marys. That was awesome. Just as a fan of football, great to see.
That was crazy. My jaw dropped.
Just awesome stuff. But, if you're the Bears, man, you can't let that happen.
Yeah, so. But got to give credit where credit's due. Jaden Daniels, he's showing up each game, man, and he's proving me wrong.
Yeah, it's like Stroud last year. I'm being serious.
It is like second overall pick, right?
Yeah.
People didn't believe in him. Stupid IQ test or whatever. oh my God, he's going to suck, going into that draft. Oh my God. Look at him now, trying to take his team to the fucking Super Bowl. So, yeah, we can end it off there.
Let's end it there, man.
Great jam-packed episode. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. If you guys did, drop a like, subscribe, check out our link tree down below, follow our socials. We're going to be posting more on there frequently, so go check that out. And any final words before we end off today's episode?
Yeah, just make sure you subscribe with the notification bell on. Like I said earlier in the video, the trade deadline is next week, so you want to stay tuned throughout the week. I know if there's any trade buzz, we'll probably make a reel or short about it if it happens. If it's noteworthy, we'll be right there. We'll be on it. So just subscribe with the notification bell on, and obviously like too. That pushes us out in the algorithm, and that really helps out the channel. So yeah, do those things for us, man.
Yeah, you said it best. We'll catch you guys later. BenchWire
Out.